What's up and welcome back to the channel for yet another FC Finch unboxing and review. It is Eaglemoss Day, and yes, we are back after our 2-week hiatus. I got a few videos coming up from that, but right now let's get back onto what we do best here, and that is the reviews and unboxings. Of course, while I'm gone, I have a bunch of stuff that arrived, so I got quite a huge backlog, so we're going to be getting right into it today. And of course, this is going to be an Eaglemoss unboxing. Yes, I said in my video a few weeks ago that I was going to do unboxings a bit differently, but for Eaglemoss, you know what, I only saw that the video got 27 views, so I don't want to like kind of kill it for my Eaglemoss viewers. So we're just going to do the Eaglemoss the normal way we've always done the Eaglemoss unboxings. So let's get right to it. Of course, I got this from Master Replicas. I got one right behind it, and we're going to take a look at it today. You know how this works. You know what it is because it's in the description down below. I kind of know what it is because this is the bigger of the two boxes, and I think I have a good idea. So let's get right into it. I have my trusty box cutter, and let us do it. So of course, we're just going to cut it right along the sides. Box cuts nice and easy. Let me bring the camera up just a smidge. Actually, let me cut from the top, and there we go. And right down the center, there we go. And we got some paper here, and I don't want anybody to see what's on that because that probably has some personal information. And let's take a look. Let's get the box out of here because you already seen it. You already know. I kind of had an idea of this being the bigger box. It is the Stargate Ships Collection Prometheus. Yes. So a little bit of a backstory behind this ship. So I guess for those of you that don't know, Stargate was one of the last licenses Eaglemoss got before they went and I didn't even know that they made this ship, but apparently Master Replicas, who's been distributing a lot of their stuff, Dino Cat, of course, playing with the box off camera. I kind of got to stop real quick, and they essentially they essentially made this model of the Prometheus, and this was on sale at Master Replicas. It's actually also on sale at Big Bad Toy Store. I'll put a link in the description down below, so because this will probably drop either later tonight or tomorrow morning. So definitely, if you find the ship interesting, you want one, go and reserve yours. It was on for pre-order last I checked, but I did get this from Master Replicas back when they were out. I'm not sure if you can still get it from there. Not sure if they all sold out yet, but nevertheless, let's get right into it. We'll take a look at the box. So of course, on the box we have the Stargate Ships Prometheus. The model actually looks really good on the box. Nice product shot, nice Stargate with all the symbols on the side. Eaglemoss, and of course Stargate SG-1 Prometheus, as seen in SG-1. Very short-lived ship, if I recall. Stargate ships, the Prometheus, gotta get, again, the Prometheus on the side. Yeah, then of course Stargate ships Prometheus. And hey, if you didn't know it was the Prometheus, you do now. And then of course on the back, we have a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo, and that is it for the box. And of course, now the box, we do have this kind of tape on the little right here, and that should be more than enough. Yeah, that is enough to get us through. Let's put down the knife so we don't draw any blood, and we'll open the box right up. And there we go. And we're just going to take out the styrofoam. I don't believe these come with a magazine, so if you're looking for a magazine, it does not come with one. We have at the top, of course, we got our stand and our instruction stands. Of course, always come in a little bit of plastic. I'll bring the camera down so we can see them. Of course, we have our ship stand right here, little jaws of life. And let's open our stand really quick. We got Stargate SG-1 1709. Hey, getting closer. Right there, let's toss those off to the side. And of course, we all know our typical stand instructions. Just put the peg in the square hole, and there you go. It feels, it's kind of wobbling on the way in, but I feel like you just gotta press really hard. And yeah, it still kind of wobbles, but it's a very firm wobble, so I'm not sure how that's going to be. I'm told this is a relatively light model, and yeah, there it is. And yeah, it is a relatively light model. Let me toss the box off to the side real quick. It is a relatively light model. There we have the Prometheus, and I am assuming you have these little wing stands right here, and you're just gonna put the stand right along the side of both of them. And yeah, there it is. In fact, let me get my plastic stand so we can see how that goes. And there it is, and it kind of looks like it's going off into outer space. And yeah, so there we have it on the stand. So let's take a look at Prometheus. And yeah, so and this is the biggest disappointment I hear about this model is the weight. It definitely does not feel very heavy at all. It's also on the relatively small side. We'll see that when we get to comparisons. But honestly, I kind of like it. So let's take a look. So again, we got a lot of molded detail on the side right here. You can kind of see you got some nice blue paint in there for the windows of blue. It's a very light shade of blue. Got the X303 USAF. I really like that. Got the blue shades for the windows yet again. The model itself, for the most part, is a lot of flat surfaces. You can see it right on the top here for this most of the time. You got some molded detail up here, and then of course you see it. It's very evident on the bottom. But it is detailed very nicely. Again, like you got some it was kind of like airbrush detail. Looks like they tried to Aztec it, but they didn't. So there we go for that. Got some interesting venting detail up here as we get towards the aft of the ship. And then, of course, on the front, again, you got some molded detail going down here. You got some blue light detail right there. I kind of like that quite a bit. Again, molded detail right here. And, yeah, so got a lot of good molded details coming up along the length of shipping. Again, you got more of that blue paint as we go back. You got blue paint all along this side. Again, X303 USAF, love it. Again, it's kind of got that aircraft carrier vibe feel with the stern section of the ship. You got tons of blue paint all across the back end of the ship. Getting some molded detail as we come down, going the central way. Let's see, can we see all the way through? No, we cannot. So the little, I guess these are launch decks or whatever they are. I don't know because I don't have the magazine, and I've only watched the show. I never really researched much into the ship, but these are just painted on black right here, so you can't see all the way through like you can in some of the Galactica models. And you got the molded detail right along here, looking good. Boosters have a nice molded details, kind of like a ribbing detail all the way around. I do really like that. Again, you got more of that, a little more flat as we go towards the top. So you can see a lot of the mold seam where it is. So you got some molded detail right on the side here. But again, so there's not too much in the way of coloring on this model, but there wasn't too much in the way of coloring in the show, so I'm not really all too upset with that. Overall, this model does to me have the feel like it did in the show. So I'm not, again, yeah, you can argue it's void of detail. It doesn't feel very heavy, doesn't feel very premium, but I also think it's not a bad attempt at a model. Yeah, I can go over this again in my final thoughts, but yeah, I think that about covers it for the model. So let's move on and we'll do some comparisons real quick. And let me move my stand off the table so we can get the comparisons going. And of course, we will do the first and primary comparison that everybody will want to see. Here it is with the Daedalus right there, so we can see kind of how that works out. And they're roughly the same length, but the Daedalus, you can tell, does feel significantly heavier. So if you're stuck in between what models to buy, definitely, and you want the more premium feeling, the Daedalus is definitely the one you want. There we go from the front. They do look very good together. Let's just kind of get a family shot going here. They look very, very good together. I'm not sure if the scaling's right, don't care, but they do look really good together just like that. I very much do like this. And then of course, let's get them from we do them from the front. We didn't do it from the side. That's right, we didn't do it from the side. There we go. So we got them from the side. And again, yeah, they look like they follow that same rough design language, but of course the Daedalus, the more detailed of the two models. Next up, let's get it in there just so we can see it with a few other heroes. Here's the Blood and Chrome Galactica, which is basically the same as the standard Galactica, but just, looks more armored. You can kind of get a size perspective right there. And additionally, of all the comparisons I'm going to show, I'm going to tell you right now that the Prometheus is the lightest of all those models. So just FYI, also the most void of detail, I would say. So just kind of, just trying to get people in the right mindset for expectations. And yeah, there we go from the side. Let's get them from the side together. There we go, just like that. And lastly, but not leastly, let's get it in there with the Enterprise NCC 1701D, the XL model. And you can see that it is slightly longer than the XL, maybe by just a hair. So you can see how that looks. But again, you know, same story, you know, just a little bit more detail on the NCC 1701D and more, definitely more weight. In fact, the D is probably the heaviest of all these models, so you can see it from the front just like that. And yeah, there we go for a few quick comparisons. So let's summarize, and there we have it for the Eaglemoss Hero Collector Stargate ships Prometheus as seen in SG1. And yeah, so for all of you that have been following the interwaves, yes, it is a very light model. Yes, there's a lot of flat surfaces. It's definitely one of the lesser detailed Eaglemoss models, but I'm gonna be quite honest, I like it. And yeah, I get it for the price point. It was about like $70. I get it for the price. I do get all the concerns, but I still think it does have all the nice little detail. I love the window lining detail. I love the X303, the USAF. I think all of that is cool. I think it's at just the right amount of molded detail. And again, I think it totally fits the part. Like, this doesn't feel like this was just hobbled together similarly to what we had with the Negvar model. It still feels like a solid amount of effort was put in, especially since it was towards the end of Eaglemoss's life. And if you're following the Facebook page, someone did post a comment from Ben Robinson regarding this. So definitely, I think this still fits the bill, and honestly, I'm quite frankly happy to have this in my collection. I think it complements the Daedalus quite nicely, and yeah, I'm super excited to have it, super excited that I went all in on this, and I think that about covers it. Now, that said, if you decide that you like this model too, and you want one of your own, it is up for sale at Big Bad Toy Store right now. They got a huge restock. I'll put a link in the description down below. I also posted it in the community section, so be sure to follow that. You can also check out masterreplicas.com, maybe realmerch.com, and see if they have this as well. So definitely take a look there. Do not pay over inflated prices, or if you don't want to wait until somebody else picks up the Stargate license. And that being said, that is going to conclude this review. So if you found this review fun and informative, consider hitting that like button down below. Also consider subscribing to my channel. We did have a 2-week hiatus, but I am back in full fury, and we are doing Eaglemoss and Transformers and other stuff several times a week. So definitely consider subscribing down below. Thank you so much to those of you that are, and so much of you that got to me while I was on vacation. I greatly appreciate it. And that being said, I have been FC Finch. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.